Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this new episode of P6 Punk Chat. As you probably know, the philosophy of this blog is pure punk nature. We want to promote individual freedom and anti-establishment view in the customer experience world. The format is, as usual, quite easy. It's 1-to-1. It means one guest, two questions for one challenging customer experience topic. Our intention is to question any fact simply accepted by the mainstream of the customer experience world. Today here at P6 Punk Chat, we are happy to host Paolo Franzoni, Director of Customer Experience at Etisalat. And the fact that I pronounce the name in the correct way, in the pure Italian way, is because we are both Italian. And today, of course, I play home because Paolo is the co-author of the paper we wrote together about digital transformation, how to measure digital transformation, and especially how to measure Phygital journey. Let's talk about basically a little bit about the paper, about some topics we have in the paper, especially when we talk about episodes or how to manage the episodes. So, Paolo, welcome. Maybe before you start to elaborate this topic, if you can introduce a little bit yourself in terms of why you move to customer experience. What is really, the interest you have towards customer experience?
First of all, ciao Federico. As you introduced me, yes, now I'm managing the customer experience part of Etisalat from the business, so in the B2B segment. I joined after a quite long journey myself through customer relationship management, more or less always in the B2B segment. I was more focused on the B2B segment. You will know that we were writing some article here and there, and then we met, we found ourselves on a common ground of understanding and vision of customer experience, I guess. And yes, the very interesting part that we discovered recently is what you just introduced about the episodes. Everyone is having a full mouth of customer journeys. Now everyone is speaking customer journeys. I believe that you know better than me, even people that they don't know what a journey is. But at this point, I believe that the customer experience evolved already in something different, some more detailed than customer journey. The episode is not a concept that I invented. It's something that is from Bain, so there is a huge study.
This is important, Paolo, because also in the paper, we gave credits to Bain because we don't want to be then in jail,
yes,
for Bain.
Absolutely. This is something not new for the community. But it's something that it was worth explore and dig a little bit further in order to understand. Now, I want to take it on the long way because I want to explain one thing that is my strong belief. We have a lot of KPIs in customer experience, and I believe that the full business world is working on KPIs, right? So if you cannot measure, you are nowhere, correct? So I read it somewhere. So
it's Peter Drucker, it's not me.
So the point is that till now, everyone is going with different KPIs, and one for all is the famous NPS, famous and infamous. Now, the point is that I was even recently commenting on LinkedIn. I believe a CEO of a sales company was comparing the NPS to the fever in case of a flu. Okay. And I would be even more radical. And he was saying it's not a cause, it's not the reason, it's not anything, it's just the fever of the flu. Okay.
Yeah.
And I would say that I don't agree. For me, it's even less than that. For me, NPS is the blood exam that the doctor is reading and is telling you that you have an infection. He's not telling you what kind of infection, he's not telling you where is the infection, he's not telling you anything. He's just telling you how serious is the infection, if is there an infection, or if you're in a good shape. And that is, for me, the value of this high-level KPI. So that's why
there is no, basically there is no rationalities, or there is no explanation of the root causes of the problem.
Correct, correct. Yeah. You need to use this one with the salt of grain of salt, because you need to understand in another way, with other tools, with other measurement, what to change and how to solve your problem. Okay. Yeah. For this reason, it was very, very useful, the concept of episode, because the episode, being an end-to-end interaction between a consumer, a customer, and a business, is having a defined start, a defined end, and a defined, let me say, micro journey within the episode itself. With two stakeholders. So there is a portion of the episode that is customer facing, and a portion of the episode that is business facing. So all the business facing is what you do, and all the customer facing is what the customer does. Okay. So this is giving a level of granularity that it allows you to put a measurement, a KPI, instant feedback management, call it whatever you want, but it's giving you the possibility to capture what is really wrong with your journey and what is really wrong with the interaction that you have with your customer.
Because basically you say, okay, considering the 2 point of views, at the end you have a 360, let's put it in this way, a 360 degrees view of the problems, and you can basically correlate the two views in a way that you can really manage properly what is happening in the episode. Correct?
Yeah, that's exactly correct. And it's giving you even a duality of the episode. The episode is per se already a deeper level of granularity with respect to the journey, the classic journey, the buying journey, the service journey, whatever, right? But the episode is giving you one level deeper of granularity. But splitting the episode in two portions is giving you more leverages for implementing and improving your customer experience. Because now you can evaluate the customer facing portion of it, how independent is the customer to interact with you. Do you need 100% sales agent, for instance, in a sales journey, in a sales episode, to interact with your customer, or your customer can go to a digital screen, tap, click somewhere and go, and his desire, his need is getting already delivered to you. And that is one portion. The second portion is how easy and how automated you are in resolving the need of the customer.
So on the back end part, you mean?
Correct, correct. Yeah. Because if I'm ordering a t-shirt, but still I need to sew everything from scratch in the moment that I'm receiving the order, I can be completely digital on the front end, but then the back end, I have costs that are incredible, and I actually am not getting the optimization that I really need and I need really to search.
So you, you know, focusing on this specific point, you say, okay, on one side, I measure the customer satisfaction. I measure, let's say, if the customer is happy with my process, with the journey I offer him in these specific episodes. On the other hand, I also measure my ability, my technology to deliver, you know, this experience in a full automated way. Correct?
That's correct. And actually, that is not that separated, because in the end, you as a customer, either you are a consumer or business, you are perceiving the speed of execution that is after your action. So now in the current days, everything hyper connected, everything hyper digitalized. You understand, if you are on Amazon, you click one button and you want the package delivered to your doorstep 3 minutes after, 1 hour after. And they're delivering you such kind of experience. Let's say not 3 minutes, but the same day delivery is already there, right?
Yeah, Gianpaolo, this is a very interesting point, because, you know, last week I had, you know, a similar interview for CX Punk Chat with Jack Springman, and one of the points he brought on the table was basically managing correctly customer expectations. And so when you talk now about the episodes, about you know, the back end, the front end, and especially, you know, saying one-click button in the Amazon websites, at the end of the day, how important, in your opinion, is the ability to manage properly customer expectations and to set the expectation at the right level for the customer?
Well, I would say that is vital, is critical, because I believe I'm not the only one saying this, but if you're not setting the right expectation to your customer, the customer will set the expectation in your behalf. And he will always go in the wrong direction, and that is not your business direction, okay? I remember still my boss that was coming one day in several years back, I would say, to me, and he was saying, you know what, imagine IKEA example and Bulgari example, right? So when you're going to Bulgari and you're complaining about the price, they don't care. Why they should care about your complaint about your bad experience on the price? That is not the way that they want to build up their business, you know. The other things, I would say one thing more in reality, attaching to this one, that in reality, I want to be a little bit punk, okay?
Provocative.
Let me say, nobody cares about customer experience.
Wow.
Okay, I'm telling you.
You are firing me, basically.
Let me put some argument on the table, okay?
Yeah.
Now, first of all, more the company, more the business is telling you that is customer-centric, and more is not customer-centric. It's like when I'm going somewhere and saying, I'm extremely rich, right? If I'm rich, I don't need to say that I'm rich, right? I'm extremely intelligent. If I'm intelligent, I don't need to say that I'm intelligent. If I'm saying it, probably I'm not, okay? Yeah. And the point is that everyone is having a boss and everyone is reporting to someone. And at the end in business, you have shareholders, you have a board, and this guy, trust me, they don't care about your customer experience. They care about revenue. They care about dividends. That is what the only thing is that is bringing them home. That is their experience, right?
Yeah.
If I'm a board member or a shareholder and I'm not getting dividends at the end of the year, that is a bad experience for me. And that is the only things that they care. So it's very difficult. And that is why a lot of customer experience and transformation are actually failing. It's very difficult to justify to board and to shareholders the effectiveness and the value of customer experience, because customer experience is there only when is a source of value. If through your improvement of customer experience, you're able to generate more value, additional value, then it's fine. Then it's completely justifiable. So speaking of this, I believe that we, even in the paper, we are identifying some categories of actions or activities that are more prone to bring value out of a transformation. I would say that, first of all, whenever you are removing interaction with your customer, that is helping customer experience. Everyone is looking at that. Amazon, for instance, is removing the cashier in the shops, right? Removing one interaction, correct?
Yeah, but it's basically the experience I had myself, you know, using Revolut, for instance, the credit card, because I was able, first of all, I was able in few minutes to do what usually I experienced as 3 weeks journey with the classical credit card company. So this is exactly one of the big benefits also from the customer point of view, not just for, you know, saving money, saving costs in company.
Absolutely, but the cool things is that if you start analyzing through different methodology, you can use design thinking, use whatever you want. You're analyzing your journey, right? You're finding the area of problem, you're finding the area of improvement. Whenever you're going in the journey to remove one interaction point with the customer, is always, as per my experience at least, is always linked to cost saving from the company perspective. The other very important point is clarity and transparency, up to a certain point, of course, but increasing traceability of your processes, it's something that once again is helping you as a company, not only the customer from the experience perspective. So you are doing it to help the customer understanding and feel more comfortable with your company. That is fine. But the result is that if I'm informing you second by second, real time, where is your package? Where is your pizza? Where is your dog grooming level, right? You will not call me. You will not bother my employees. You will not complain, because you are already upfront informed about what is going on.
You basically own the process at the end, on a certain extent, and you
Yeah.
feel also to own the process. So for that specific reason, I don't need to call you, because I don't need a feedback, because I have already this feedback from the process and from the journey I'm experiencing at the moment.
Correct. That means that maybe my customer service team, instead of having 100 people, I know that I need only 50 people. And this is a huge cost saving. Maybe instead of going for a generic virtual assistant that it will respond like a robot, I can have a personalized service depending on which customer I have, but I have more budget that I can reinject into the journey.
Yeah.
So this is
okay.
something that it was worth mentioning. We are speaking about it in the paper, but
yeah.
in general, it's something that per experience is critical, I would say, to keep up the flag of customer experience and customer journeys.
Okay, Gianpaolo, thank you very much for the time you spent with us. You mentioned the paper, so basically people can get this paper from me, from you, and also at SANDSIV. We have several places where you can get this paper. I think is a very interesting one, not because we are the authors. We are not interested in that, but yes, we say. So thanks again, and ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this episode, and basically soon we will have other people, other punk people like Gianpaolo participating in this kind of let's say punk chat. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Federico.